feeling overwhelmed with the limitless amount of material that one can practice in a day and age where we have so few time for ourselves. Let's solve this together. Welcome back, fellow sufferer. This is podcast number 5, and this is our topic today. And this is a common problem we all face. Where do I start practicing? What can I choose? And how can I do it with so few time that I have? Getting into the analysis paralysis. So this is a common topic, and I want to address this today. And I totally get you if you feel like this, or if you feel overwhelmed. There is so much material on the internet, so many videos. There are so many topics that you can choose from, and as well as much educators. Thank you, by the way, that you choose this video. I totally get it. It's so hard if you, let's say you're stuck and you haven't been practicing for a while, or you want to improve, you have a practice routine and you just don't know how you can go on or move forward. So I totally get it, and I want to talk about it. And I want to be very honest with you, because I never had this issue of not knowing what to choose. I have an ADHD-ish focus. It means I have no ADHD diagnosis, but I missed it like with the hair, and I'm hyperactive, and I have serious trouble focusing. And in my early 20s, there was a time when I started practicing bass for the first time really in my life. And I noticed that I have to structure myself very good and be disciplined in order to improve my playing, in order to improve me with everything. And this is why I'm used to making plans, creating routines. And so this is not an issue for me, but I know it from many students that I had over the past years, over the past decades, over many students I have right now. People like you are writing to me, where can I start, and some stuff. So I wanted to talk about this, and as an adult, like we are, with our work obligation, we have family, we have all these things to handle. It's so hard. We have to choose what we do with our time very wisely, and we have to be efficient. Sometimes some people of you maybe just have 10 minutes a day, or even 10 minutes a week or so, and it's important that we know what we're doing with that time. So maybe you grab a piece of paper, or take your phone, or any device for making notes, because I want to go through some action steps now. And right now, it's your thing if you want to take notes, but maybe for just a minute, try something with me, will you? I want you to write down, or make it with your head, or take your phone and write down. I'm gonna do this with you also. Write down topics, let's say 6 topics, related to bass practicing, related to what you want to improve on right now. What you want to improve on to reach the goals you have in mid or long term. Okay? Make it 6 topics and see what we can get. And I would really, would make me happy if you would write these topics into the comments. I'm really very curious what you guys are thinking about when you think about practicing and topics that interest you. Okay, so 1 minute, I write down some things with you. So I write down, I already know what I want to write down. Actually, I did some takes on this. This is the 4th take actually shooting. But anyway, I write down this, and I have a pretty clear idea of what I would want to write down. So, okay, I think that's enough. So I'm going to tell you what I wrote down. And the first thing I always write down is the word rhythm. To me, really the most important thing of all. Yeah. You know, rhythm is the term. I'm gonna write this down there so you don't have to wait for me. So first word is rhythm, second word is melody, the third word is harmony, the fourth is improvisation, my fifth is combo playing, my sixth word is psychology, and if I would be comprehensive, I maybe would add history. Yeah, and these are 6 topics that, if we think about them, will unfold many, many, many subtopics, subdisciplines that fall into one of these categories. I want to show you something. When I was studying in my jazz program, I also studied pedagogy and methodology. Sorry, that word is really hard for me. And that was while I was studying jazz in the jazz program, professional jazz program. And we made this. This is what would be translated in English to specific subject analysis. And this is in German, and this is 12 years old. And I want to redo it for you to have like an analysis of the module base at itself. So you're gonna have a land map, a map for what topics there are in music related to bass playing. But this is an older one, and I have to correct it and redo it. But it's close to what I would do today, and this is in German. If you look from the left to the right, the headlines say Geschichte, this is history. The second is improvisation. The third is harmony. Fourth is melody. Fifth is rhythm. And the sixth is, I called it at that time, instrument knowledge and sound. And maybe today I would call it like gear or gear knowledge and everything that comes to it. And if you look, for example, at rhythm here, with rhythm, I have 4 subtopics that are basics, rhythmic articulation, metrics, interpretation, creation, and like this, I have this with harmonic and or harmony, and there it says chords, progressions, modes, and with a map like this, okay, we have like also can have a analysis paralysis, but we're gonna use this to even not be overwhelmed, because you can pick from one of these disciplines. For example, you could say, hey, I wanna finally get better with melodic minor. This is a topic on that channel lots of the time, and if you wanna finally get that sound of all the great players, the sophisticated melodic minor sound they are using, if you want to get it into your fingers, you can grab my free download Melodic Minor First Aid that I put together for you. It's 6 pages PDF. It's very easy to read with very simple memory tricks you can apply right away when playing bass. So grab your free download right now. The link is in the description. So what you can do is, after this podcast, you can go on and write subtopics for the topics that you wrote down, or you wait for my refined specific subject analysis, or maybe you can even use this. I mean, it's not a bad one. It's just like, I would say it's 90% perfect or 95, okay? So you can easily use that, but it's German, so you would have to translate it, but it's no big deal. So step 2, or maybe also the first step when you want to check out what you're going to practice, is locate your weaknesses. This is a very crucial point, I think. You have to look at yourself as a bass player and what are your weaknesses. Pick out 1 to 3 points. With me, for example, my big weakness is hearing. I'm very bad in ear training. Still, I've become better, but it's not my priority on the practicing list. My spot on what I would be working on would be to expand my phrasing and the vocabulary that I can play when improvising, and playing over every standard, feeling secure and playing musically in different sounds, like from the major degrees or the melodic minor degrees, playing freely and musically. That would be one of my goals. Maybe I wouldn't call it my weakness. So it's more like the big time goal for me. And I'm not a good reader also. That would be at least 2 big weaknesses of me. I'm a bad reader, and I'm very bad in ear training. If I would sight ring, I really don't need as much. I don't do so much jobs where I really have to read. I never was into big band playing so much. I did it for some time, but I never was into that too much. And yeah, I did some studio jobs, but I never really needed to be very good at it. I'm okay, and I can prepare, but it's not. I'm not very good in it. So, how you can, if you don't know what your weaknesses are, 2 things you can do, and the best one for this is, I think, get a lesson with a professional or with a very good player, and play in front of him, improvise, and let him hear how you sound, and get a feedback. And with that feedback, you can really work on things to get better. That is probably the best thing I can recommend for you if you want to choose your weakness, or what it is that you could work on if you don't know it. Some of you, I figure, may know exactly what they want to improve on, but also cases that you don't know. So you can also record yourself on a regular basis. I listen a lot to what I'm doing and what I'm playing, and that gives me a very good idea what things that I do, what I like about the things that I play and what I don't like. And by doing this over and over again, I recognize these things, and I can get these things out of my language on the bass, like I would do when I listen to myself talking and I have some ways of saying that I don't like anymore, so I would get rid of them. So this is the first thing I would do in your, if I was you, find 1 to 3 weaknesses. Hey friend, just a quick note. I'm not a CEO yet, but please give me 30 seconds of your time. First, I want to thank you for tuning into my channel. It really means a lot to me, and this channel becomes more and more a big part of my life. I feel like my journey on this channel just gets started. So if you like what I'm doing here, please join the 20% viewers that are actually subscribed to this channel. That would really give me a massive support with the YouTube algorithm, and therefore helps me improve the videos even more. Thank you, fellow sufferer. Second step is find your strength. What is your strength? Because I don't know, maybe you know it, maybe you don't. But in my case, for example, I figure my strength is timing and rhythm and form play, playing in the band and keeping the form. This is a very crucial thing in playing with musicians, especially in jazz. And I think that is really my, I'm good in this. So, and I know how to groove. I really know how to connect with the drummer when I'm hearing him. And I know where to pick my 16th offbeats and how to make a groove. That is clear. That is a strength of me. Oh, I know a weakness I want to mention. So when I'm not very good in playing repetitive patterns. So for example, playing a simple bass groove, something like that. In a band context, in a live context, I'm very bad in this. I'm a very nervous person. It's hard for me to play one pattern over and over and over again because it really bores me. There are so many things going on in my head, and I can't do it. I'm really not good, and I can't feel it, and therefore I'm not good in doing it. Nothing against playing repetitive patterns. I mean, I love players that do this. So it's just I can't do it. I'm not good at it. I can do it on a professional basis, and it's okay. I can deliver it, but I'm not really great in it, I would say. So I don't like. So that's a weakness. I could train this for if I want to, but I don't. I don't need it. Strength is we were at the point strength. Sorry, and the point I want to make is if you locate your strength, you can balance out what you are going to practice. And I find there is a big similarity to going to the gym. I'm doing weight training for some years, even if I don't have, if I'm not a big person, you know, but I know how strength training goes. And for those of you who don't do strength training, it's like this, that we have lots of muscles in our bodies, and with strength training, a way is to look, okay, which muscle is underdeveloped and which muscle is overdeveloped. So, and in my case, I have thin arms. I always had thin arms, no matter how much weight training I do. I can't get big arms. Right now in the gym, I really want to get big arms, so I'm training more arms because this is my weakness. So I focus on this. My shoulders are pretty good. I have big shoulders. Everybody has its strengths, and with me it's the shoulders, I guess. So I really don't need to train them specifically. There are exercises, of course, where my shoulders are always involved, but I don't need to do really lots of shoulder training. So, and it's similar with that. I wouldn't practice timing because my timing is good. My time feel is good. My form feel is good. I really don't need to practice that. And if you make a base practice routine and you want to, I don't think it's a good idea with the few time that we have to focus too much on something that you are already good at. So you want to make a balance. I think you get the point. So know your weaknesses and know your strength. And then step 3, find a priority. And this is where you just pick 1 or 2 topics, subjects that matter the most to you right now, or something that is important for you to develop or to improve on. Maybe you play in a band and you have to learn some specific things for some gigs. So there it's like that, you know, you would pick out something that's the most important for you. So the subject analysis. The next step I will call progression through reduction. This is a sentence one of my favorite teachers, Michael Demmerle, always said. And it means that your practice gets better, or the way you learn, the way you can improve while learning, increases while decreasing the density, the difficulty, or the amount of information. So principally it's saying start easy and increase gradually over time the difficulty. If you take an exercise, for example, now in September I'm putting out my first mini course on melodic minor, on how to get on how to master melodic minor, and I have some exercises in there, and one is very hard. It's a very hard exercise in there. It's very challenging. It's a lot of fun, but very challenging. Even I couldn't do it very, very good when I did it in the course, because I haven't did it before. But so I'm in the same boat with you. So if you pick a very hard exercises, which is good, because you need the challenge, make the tempo very low. Choose to play fewer notes in the beginning. You know, I'm talking about the beginning, about the start, because if you have to make you have to find the sweet spot of the ability to do it and the challenge that you have to a little bit of a fight. But it has to be a balance, challenge and ability to do the exercise. Because if you start doing an exercise and it's too hard and you don't get into it, you have to stop immediately. Let me say that again. You have to stop immediately, because your brain won't be able to absorb anything. If you overload your brain and something is too hard, you have to stop. Really, I'm serious with that. You have to stop and start again and make it way easier. And that in lots of the cases when we practice bass, this is just reducing the tempo a lot, reducing the subdivision, for instance. You know, you could stop playing eighth notes and start playing quarter notes or playing half notes. Just reduce as much so you get in and you can really focus. So really, this is a crucial point, and it applies to everything that you practice. Even when you're learning, when you read text or something, if you have to memorize something. If you notice that you can't focus anymore, stop. You have to stop, because you waste your time. You have to do a break, or to decrease the level of information, the level of yourself being. I'm lacking for words now. You have to make it easier. Thank you. All right, so progression through reduction. Start easy, gradually increase the difficulty. Stop immediately when you find yourself blocking, because you can't focus, can't think, and you can't do it. Stop immediately, make it way easier, and adjust the exercises by lower the tempo, fewer notes, and make a simple version. So right now we have, from all the material you can choose, pick one thing and make it a weakness of yours. Pick this, what is most important to you, and start with this. Start very easy and increase gradually. Next point is, as you all know, persistence. Persistence is key, and 10 minutes daily should be a minimum, or let's say 15 minutes. With learning, it is similar to brushing your teeth. You need consistency. You know, if you don't brush your teeth every day for 2 minutes, but instead once a week for 30 minutes, it doesn't help your teeth. Brushing your teeth one time a week, 30 minutes, doesn't help. You have to do it every day for 2 minutes or 3. It's the same with learning, you know. Better you have these very small units of practicing instead of one big monster session in a week. You have our brain learns and develops better if you learn and do it consistently on a regular basis. Doesn't need to be every day. You can do every 2 days, but you have to find some sort of consistency, regularity there. Okay. When you started with that one thing you will notice improvements quickly. And this will give you a massive bump in, I don't know if it is adrenaline or dopamine, maybe dopamine. And you will feel very good about it because you feel the first effects of what you're doing. And this will help you get the motivation to go on, to stay disciplined, to stay persistent. And then you can add topics or the resources once you progress, you know, like maybe increase the practicing time or so. Maybe after a week or after 2 weeks, you can take a second topic and make 2 exercises that serve 2 different purposes, okay? But don't be too fast on this. I really think it's good if you start slowly and focus more on the consistency with fewer practicing time instead of going too fast and not being consistent. You know, when I mentioned here that I started with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm someone that if I choose to buy something, to purchase something, I do lots of research because I always want to have the best bang for the buck. And I looked lots of videos of professionals asking things like, what martial art should I pick? How do I decide if the gym, if the dojo is the right for me? And every professional at some point said the same thing. It's interesting. And they said the most important thing by choosing a gym or the martial art is to pick some place that is easy to approach for you, that is not too far away from your home or from your work. So you can go there right after your work or when you're at home, so you don't have to drive an hour or 30 minutes. It has to be easy for you to go there. So the point here is, when choosing a gym, when I compare it to practicing bass, is that you have to create yourself an easy to attempt environment, and you don't have to put the bar too high. If I have to move 1 hour to get to a gym after a long work day, I will not find the motivation to drive that extra hour and that hour back. You know, I mean, an hour for a gym, it's unrealistic. But anyway, if you choose a practice session when you say, I want to do 1 hour every day, but you find yourself 3 times a week that you can't do that 1 hour, and you can quickly lose the motivation, or you can feel overwhelmed with just this. So I would say pick a smaller goal, you know, and start small, but make it so that you can attempt it every time and you don't miss out because you feel exhausted from work or whatever, you know. I want to encourage you to choose realistically, so you can really do it. It's consistency and persistence that moves us forward with everything. You know, to see results, you have to do things again and again over a certain time, and then you will get better. And if you pick your goals too high, it gets way harder. So yeah, that is. So I want to wrap up this video today and give a quick recap. So for getting getting that overwhelming feeling out of the way, create an overview for what things you can practice, like the specific subject analysis, and pick something out there. Spot your weaknesses and your strength, and pick something that serves you the most, something that is the most important for you right now. For example, melodic minor. Learning melodic minor, that sound can make you sound so much better as a bass player. At least that's my opinion. You know, these melodic minor sounds, it reminds me of the great players, and I'm very glad that I have this sound in my playing. And you can learn it too. You can learn it very easy. I put together the free PDF melodic minor first aid, 6 pages, very easy to read, memory tricks, pictures with shapes, very easy, and you can download it right now. The link is in the description. You're welcome. Progress through reduction. Start very easy, and as soon as you notice that something is too hard, stop, start over again, make it easier. Always make it easier, make it easier, make it easier. Make it as slow as a grandpa. That's I'm translating. It's a way of saying in German, I think. Rentnertempo. Yeah, we say tempo of a grandpa or something. You know, don't bother that. It's not bad. Everybody needs to do it slow. But if you do something slow, let's say a lick or a shape like melodic minor, your brain will learn it better, and it will get faster, increasing the speed. You will be able to increase the speed faster if you start slow, if that makes any sense. Persist daily. Be persistent, please, or at least every second day. Make this a routine, and you will notice the improvements. And expand the content gradually. Make it slow, but first focused on one thing. Pick this one thing. This is basically the point I wanted to make in that video. Pick that one thing and start with that. Okay, that's it for today, fellow sufferer. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you're well, and I wish you a good time. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, and see you next time. Oh yeah, and one thing, I'm sorry for not publishing any videos, any tutorials in the last month. I have to say that is because I'm so busy with producing the course and work. But the next tutorials are in the making, and I still planning on doing more videos in the future. In November and latest 2026, I will produce so much more videos, tutorials. You will see I'm gonna make like 200% more. It's gonna be way more, and you see. So thank you for staying tuned to the channel. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel, since only some very few, I think it's 20% of the viewers are actually subscribed. It helps me so much with the algorithm if you support me like this. So thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye.